Yo, what's good, fam? Welcome to PNP. It is your boy Rashad, one half of PNP, and today we have another entry into the Sign or Walk series. Listen, I'm wrapping these Sign or Walks up. I really need to get into the salary cap information, so I'm trying to get through these. I got about 4 more I'm going to do, and then I'm done with Sign or Walk for 2022, okay? Now, we got Brandon Zylstra up, and I got to be honest, I tell y'all this, and I want to be as transparent as possible. I try to put my biases out on the table, and there is all bias when it comes to Brandon Zylstra. If you are new to this channel and you're not aware, Brandon Zylstra gave PNP the first opportunity to interview a player. This was before this offseason. We got our first opportunity to interview a Panthers player, and that was Brandon Zylstra. He opened up so many doors for us to interview other players, Panther legends included, and so we are essentially forever indebted to Brandon Zylstra. So if you want a non-biased sign or walk for Brandon Zylstra, you ain't gonna get it. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. All bias will be intended, and I'll try my best to be rational. But at the end of the day, there's bias. Okay, there's implicit bias to Brandon Zylstra, and we are thankful for Brandon Zylstra. This channel has also supported Brandon Zylstra in his scholarship that he created. We donated over $2,000, well, just at $2,000 to his scholarship. That was with the help of Panther Nation. So shout out to you guys, everyone that donated. So again, all bias when it comes to Brandon Zylstra. I'm just letting y'all know that up front, and I'm being transparent. All right. Now let's get into it. Brandon Zylstra. Let's get into a little bit of a backstory. I'm not going to get into the whole thing. If you want the entire history of Brandon Zylstra, go back and listen to the interview. It was actually really good for it being our first ever interview. It was a really good interview. Search the channel. It's public. You can see it now. But he used to play in the CFL, right? The Canadian Football League. And he was actually a serious problem. He led the CFL in receiving yards one year. And he was a problem. CFL All-Star, all that good stuff. And then in 2018, he actually was signed to a standard rookie contract, essentially non-guaranteed contract. Again, the Vikings picked him up. And then he actually played all 16 games, primarily on special teams. He ended up having 1 catch of 23 yards against the Jets one game. But then he was waived in 2019. Following that, the Carolina Panthers actually claimed him off waivers. Now, remember, this was under Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera picked him up, and it was all good. He had a really good game, Week 17, against New Orleans that year. And then the next year, he scored his first ever touchdown, recovering that fumble in the end zone, and that was super dope. And so he's had a really good career here with the Carolina Panthers, primarily as a special teams guy and just a do-it-all, dirty work kind of guy. Okay, so he's done a lot of good things, even replacing at kicker. So the dude actually kicks as well. So he's one of those guys that just does it all. And he's like a glue guy. You need one of these guys on your squad, and that's what Brandon Zylstra has done. And he's done nothing but do that his entire career with the Carolina Panthers without even complaining. All right, let's move on. All right, so age, he checks that box. He's only 28 years old, so he checks that box rather easily. Position of value, yes, wide receiver. He plays wide receiver. Special teams also is important. So he does special teams. He's actually an underrated wide receiver. And we'll talk about the production a little bit later. But position of value, yes, wide receiver, special teams, and even kicker. I don't think you're going to get a combination of that. There's only a couple of guys I know that can kick. Shout out to Ocho Cinco, who is also a kicker as well. So maybe BZ is the diet Ocho Cinco, man. I don't know. We'll see. Let's move on to durability. So durability, BZ actually had a hamstring injury this year. It was placed on IR. And so I don't think it's a lingering thing. He did come back from that. So I don't think he doesn't have a long injury history. Hamstrings happen, especially those skill players. So it kind of is what it is there. Again, like I said, it's not a lingering thing with BZ. So I have no concerns at all. Asking price, I don't think he's gonna demand a super crazy asking price. I don't think he has a crazy market, although I do think he's very, very underrated as a wide receiver. As a pure wide receiver, let's go ahead and talk about the production, because this is where I think it gets a little interesting. And I have it where he is replaceable. The production is replaceable, but I do want to point out a couple things. One thing I want to point out is that he has the highest catch rate of all of our wide receivers. DJ Moore has the catch rate of 57.4%. Robbie Anderson has a catch rate of 48.2%. BZ's catch rate is 72%. That's important. BZ has hands, okay? He's going to catch everything that's catchable pretty much. If it's catchable, he's going to catch it. And I think he's an underrated route runner as well. People really, you got to go back and watch. I know when I did the interview, I was prepping for the interview. You got to go back and watch this dude. He's sneaky good. And I know it's biased, okay? I'm going to be honest. I've done my research, but he is really good at getting open and catching the football. That's what you need to do. I mean, it's basics, right? He's really good at it, okay? And I feel like he's very underrated. And again, he surpassed Terrace Marshall, who was a rookie, right? He got the wide receiver 3 reps at one point during the season. He got reps over Terrace Marshall, and we know how good Terrace Marshall is. Okay, so keep that in mind. And I do have it as a check because I think if you draft a wide receiver like high, you could potentially replace Brandon Zylstra easily. But at the end of the day, I think what can't be replaced is that glue, right? That glue, a guy that's gonna kick, a guy that's willing to do anything to get the job done. He does everything, bro. He does everything. And so while I do have his production being replaceable, I do think there are intangibles in his game that cannot be replaced. And for that reason, I'm rolling with it. We got to sign him. I don't think it's going to cost him a lot. I don't think it's going to cost the Panthers a lot. I hope that he likes it here. Again, I'll have to reach out and say, hey, do you like it here or not? Do you want to come back? We'll see. I think, he could find himself kind of pricing himself out of Carolina, because I do think he is a very underrated wide receiver. If there's a scouting department out there that's doing their job, they're going to be like, yo, this dude can ball. We're going to give him a little bit more money than the Panthers can. We're going to take him. And I would be devastated. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to be devastated if Brandon Zylstra is no longer a Carolina Panther. I'm going to be pissed, okay? He's a glue guy. You need the glue guys around. I think, Matt Rule even speaks highly of him. Even though we don't necessarily like Matt Rule, we're not huge fans of Matt Rule. But at the end of the day, Matt Rule likes the guy. He's saying, and sometimes that's the kiss of death too, just truth be told. But Matt Rule's brought up that, Brandon Zylstra is a guy that just does everything. And that's what I've been saying. And yes, for those that are asking, this is a Brandon Zylstra jersey. I have a couple of them. Okay. I'm a fan of Brandon Zylstra. He's my guy. Sign Brandon Zylstra, re-sign him, whatever it takes. $4 million, $8 million, I don't give a shit. Re-sign him. I'm joking, by the way, but re-sign Brandon Zylstra, bring him back. We love Brandon Zylstra. Bring him home. Get it done, Carolina Panthers. That being said, like, subscribe, notification bell. I'm out. Peace.